The ghost of Jeffrey Epstein must be roaming an English castle because a member of the royal family was just scared into a major move that pulls him out of the shadows and into the Epstein files spotlight. And I have it all for you next in something I like to call...
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Why, yes, Mr. President, we are, because one of your partners in Epstein crime is trending today, and he's not as good as you are at obstruction, deflection, and denying, and he's paying the price for his nefarious ways. The partner in Epstein crime that I'm speaking of is Prince Andrew, and I'll share the very drastic action that he took today in just a minute. But first, I want you to see this report I uncovered while researching this story. It's a bombshell from the Daily Telegraph about Virginia Giuffre, who took her own life in the aftermath of being trafficked by Epstein and Maxwell. You may recall her from this famous image with Prince Andrew. I discovered it in a post by Candace Holmes, who said, "Good morning, UK. Today we read Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir, Nobody's Girl, recounting Prince Andrew's alleged abuse. A grim reminder that birthright and public funds are used to buy silence for the powerful. Justice was settled, not served. Abolish the monarchy."
Virginia Giuffre said she was paid $15,000 to service Prince Andrew. Virginia took her life at her home in Australia in April, but before her death she signed off on a book about her life which included these new details. In the memoir, she recalls Prince Andrew being asked to guess her age, which he did correctly, because his daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, were just a little younger than Virginia. She was just 17 at the time. Virginia alleges that her 3 interactions with the prince included group sex, puppets, and particular attention to her feet. The princess denied the allegations, but settled a civil lawsuit with Virginia for around $12 million. Last month, newly released sections of Epstein's financial ledgers revealed that Epstein paid a masseuse $200 on behalf of an Andrew during a visit to his Palm Beach home on February 11th, 2000. The next day, Prince Andrew and Epstein attended a party with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
With tragic context established, that brings us to today's news. I first discovered it via a post by Call to Activism that said, breaking, Prince Andrew has surrendered his royal title, the Duke of York, after his 6-year fall from grace after his TV interview about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Shouldn't Trump have to surrender his title too?
Breaking news at 7 o'clock, and Prince Andrew has announced that he is relinquishing his royal titles. He says accusations about him have become a distraction from the royal family. In a statement, Prince Andrew wrote, "In discussion with the King and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded the continued accusations about me distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. I have decided, as I always have, to put my duty to my family and country first. I stand by my decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life. With His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must now go a step further. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honors which have been conferred upon me. As I have said previously, I vigorously deny the accusations against me."
Prince Andrew giving up his titles, or being forced to give up his titles. But this is quite an extraordinary move, and I think it shows that actually things had gone too far. Prince Andrew and allegations about him and Virginia Giuffre were continuing to be too much of a distraction for the royal family. A few more details that I can tell you. This decision basically was taken in conjunction with the King. Yes, it was the Prince's decision, but with very close consultation with the King involved. And we understand that the King is glad of this outcome. This change comes into effect immediately. So from this moment, he no longer holds those titles. The decision was taken in recognition of the fact that the Prince's personal issues have continued to be what has been described as an unwelcome distraction.
And on the heels of that, I found this gem from Thomas Massey, the House Republican who is leading the charge to have the Epstein files released. Massey posted, "First, the British ambassador lost his job, and now the prince lost his title. Don't tell us there's nothing in the Epstein files. The truth is coming out, and we will not give up. Repost this and tag Speaker Johnson if you want him to quit delaying the vote." This story is a stunning reminder that Epstein corruption is not confined to Trump's White House. And although Trump is the whale that we want to see get caught in the net, this is a gilded global scandal that a victim is speaking about from the grave, while the powerful and guilty still hide behind palace or White House walls of privilege and protection. But the irony is so rich. A British prince was just shamed into forfeiting his title over Epstein, while a shameless American wannabe king who shared Epstein's affinity for young women was just recrowned by his loyal subjects. Will justice eventually be served on these two and the other rich and famous perpetrators? Perhaps we can be comforted in knowing that kings are known to take great falls.